everyone and welcome to the show. This week we'll be meeting Kelly Murphy, who has won 2 gold medals representing Ireland in Russia. Fergal Kiernan is chairperson of the Lancashire GAA County Board and he's got some very exciting news to tell us. But first, the Gathering Irish group from the Warrington Irish Club arranged a charity walk from Warrington to Huddersfield, leaving the Warrington Irish Club, walking to the Fiddler's Green pub in Manchester, then from there walking all the way to Huddersfield. Brothers Pierce GAA Club put on a lovely sports day involved with children, youth football and ladies, all in aid of charity. John, we saw a lovely presentation there of the Chris Levy Trophy.
Oh, indeed, yeah, that was a really nice touch, you know. Chris played through Brothers Pierce, well respected in the club, big part of the club, great player as well, you know. So this was just a great way to celebrate his life, having a memorial cup. You know, it was the under 40s, over 40s, close game as well. Only 1 point in it, with the you know, the young ones just taking it 1-4 to 1-3, and. Hopefully now we might make this an annual event in memory of Chris, because it was, I say, he was a great part of the club.
Yeah, well, that's nice to see the memorial trophy here been played for, and look at his memory lives on. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Now, but of course, this weekend has been a busy weekend for you. You've been heavily involved in this gathering walk.
Oh yeah, it has. You know, the gathering walk, we walked from Warrington to Huddersfield over 2 days, so 53 miles in total. So the first day, Warrington to Manchester, 24 miles, and then yesterday, Manchester Huddersfield, 29, and everyone did really well. There was 3 of us in total that completed the walk in total, and then people, you know, doing different legs underway. But it was hard working in the heat, but we had great support, you know, with people helping us with food and water along the way, which was fantastic. And then we got a great welcome. Then we got back to the Irish Centre in Huddersfield. They opened up specially for us and made sure we were fed and watered, which was lovely. And it was a beautiful gathering. And equally, on the Saturday evening when we were in the Fiddler's Green and Bridie put on a lovely spread for us, again, you know, it was just what the gathering was all about. And then today, now here we are with the youth section had playing, the men's, and now we've got the ladies playing against St Lawrence's up from Manchester. So it's bringing us all together. It's just what the GAA and the Irish family is all about.
Well, it is, and you're raising a few bob as well for 4 great charities along the way.
That's right. So we've got Stamp Out Suicide. So the COLM FARRELL founder now lives in Warrington, so that's how the connection came about. Then we've got Papyrus, which is prevention of young person suicide, and then we've got AUDREY Children's Hospital, and then we have the prostate cancer as well. So 4 charities, and the link is online. There's a Facebook page, the Gathering Walk. There's a sponsor link there to the event donation page.
Great stuff. And today, of course, put the capping on it with everybody here, a great crowd of people and a lovely sunny day.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, you couldn't ask for more, could you? You know, it's about time, you know, for what we've been through with the coronavirus. It's lovely to get out about it again and see so many people that we haven't seen for so long, really, you know. And yeah, it's great, fantastic.
Well done to you, John, for the great work you're doing for all those charities.
Started from the Warrington Irish Club on Friday morning at 9 AM. We walked along the A57 towards Manchester.
Now, it was a really, really hot day, wasn't it?
It was red hot, Martin. All the walkers were unbelievable what they'd done, but we had plenty of water stops for them, so fair play to them what they'd done.
And you made it to Manchester safe and sound?
We did, we made it to the Fiddler's Green safe and sound, we did.
So James, tell me about Saturday morning. You arrived in Manchester Friday night. What happened Saturday morning?
We set off from the Fiddler's Green at 8 o'clock. The temperatures was so high and hot, but we got through it with all the water breaks, and we just plodded on, and with the help of everybody cheering us on, and it was a brilliant day.
There was a lot of tired legs, I'll bet, when you got to Huddersfield.
Oh, a lot of tired legs, blisters, sores, you name it, but we got there. We really did. We enjoyed it. We got there, and we got up this morning, we're all fresh again.
And Audrey, how are you feeling after 2 days walking?
I'm okay, yeah. It was, the weather was so hot, so it was. But thanks to Chris and Tina, every mile or so there was buckets of ice and water waiting for us and people cheering us on. It was just nice, yeah.
And there was a great group of you as well when you arrived in Manchester.
Oh, there was. There must have been at least 25 of us, and everybody cheered us on. And Bridie and the Fiddlers was there, and she was so welcoming for us all.
And James, I know that you've been planning this walk for quite a while.
Yes, Martin, we should have done this walk last year, but with the COVID and everything, it all got cancelled. So we've got up again, and we've gone on ahead with it this year.
Fair play to you, you've done a really good job. And Chris, I know you've had great support for this walk from all the community.
We've had great support from Warrington, Manchester, and especially in Manchester, what Bridie done for us. There was food and everything, and she gave us money, and we raised quite a lot of money in there. I'd like to thank Kitty and Pat at the Huddersfield Irish Club for all the food they put on for us when we got back there, and especially John Lamb. The work that he's put into this walk is unbelievable.
And I know you've Peter Walsh and different ones as well. You met new people, didn't you, when you were in Manchester?
Martin, you couldn't say how many new faces and people we've met, and they're so generous people. I've just got to hold my hands up and say thank you very much to everybody.
Now Audrey, what are you going to do with your spare time now? No walking to do after today?
Oh, we have a dog at home and we walk her every day, so we have to keep walking the dog. Yeah.
Well done to the three of you, and to many more, of course, Tina Whitehead as well, and everybody that's contributed to a great charities as well. Well done to the three of you.
Time grows around the purple heather, will you go, lassie, go?
COLM, of course, it's been a great weekend for all four charities, and you're representing Stamp Out Suicide.
Yes, Martin, it's fantastic, and we started off in Warrington there on Friday, and it was thanks to Chris Whitehead, James Keenan, John LAMBE, and all the crew really from Warrington and Huddersfield that organised this event for the four charities. And we started off in Warrington, and we're here in Huddersfield now today. And as you can see, there's a massive crowd here around us to support the four charities. It's very difficult for some people, especially if people are living alone and there wasn't anybody able to come and see them. And you get very lonely, and sometimes you can get very down, and you may think that there's no other option but to take your own life, which is, we know that's not the option. So that's where Stamp Out Suicide come into play. And I just like to say, if anybody's watching and they're having suicidal thoughts, that they can get in touch with us, and we can organise, for them to get counselling. And it's amazing, because once somebody starts counselling, the whole picture in their head changes, and they see that, there is more to life, and, things can get better.
Tell me about funding for Stamp Out Suicide. How important is that? Well,
obviously, yeah, it's very important, and we're very lucky because we've had great support down through the years since we started in 2015. We don't get government funding, but we have different events. And during the pandemic, it was very hard to organise any events. So this has been our first event since May of 2020. And hopefully we'll get more events going down through the next 12 months again. And the lads are planning already on next year's part 2 of this, and they're talking about maybe going the opposite way next year from Huddersfield to Warrington.
And if people wanted to maybe do something in the meantime that might be watching the show tonight, how can they do that, and how can they contact you to liaise with you about it?
Yes, they can get me on either on email at info@stampoutssuicide.co.uk, or they can call me on my own number, which is 07468 491 587, and we can have a chat. And if anybody wants to organise an event, they can do it, and we'll do everything we can to help them in organising an event for us.
Well done to everyone who took part in the charity walk, and we hope that you've raised lots of money for those 4 great charities. Now we're going to take a little break and we'll see you soon.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
Welcome back. Now, Kelly Murphy is an Irish racing cyclist who recently represented Ireland in St. Petersburg in Russia, and she came back home with 2 gold medals. So, Kelly, tell me, how did you first get interested in cycling?
Initially it was commuting to work, so I just moved back from university and I had a job in the city, and it was by catching the train. It was like 90 minutes each way for a 6-mile trip, so just bought a bike and I don't know, my commute became my favourite part of my day, so just took it from there really.
And then, you know, to progress it, what was the next step for you?
I joined a local club, and then it was people there that told me about all the different, you know, like bits and like how to ride a bike and, you know, the sort of training etiquette and things like that, and they sort of got me into the sport because it's a little bit more tactical, a little bit more involved than you'd think, and it was them that were really like my door into the sport.
So tell me about the team that you cycle with here.
So I actually race for a Belgian team over the summer, so I spent March and April over in Belgium, and because that's where all your big pro races happen. It's all your big races for women, and it's like that's really where your bread and butter is. So yes, I was there for the summer, and unfortunately I broke my collarbone, so I didn't actually get much racing done. So I've got a nice plate and some wires in my shoulder now, and then yes, over to Mallorca then to focus on the track and get fit. So
did you actually come off the bike?
Yeah, it was a big crash. So when you ride in a peloton, you do it to save energy, and so the people in front take the wind and you sit behind in their slipstream, and what can happen is people just ride into each other, and that was the case for me. As a girl rode into the back of someone else and she brought down quite a few of us, so occupational hazard, but
yeah. But back in 2018, 2019 was a great time for you, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so I never really expected to take cycling anywhere. It was just something I did because I enjoyed it, and then, you know, you meet the right people, they give you tickets to these big competitions. I'm quite lucky on the tracks. I specialise in the timed events, so team pursuit and individual pursuit, and yeah, 2018, 2019, like every time we step on the track, like either in the team or in the individual events, all of us are just getting faster and faster, so it's nice to see measurable progress.
So what was it like to be selected for Ireland?
It was amazing, and for me it was just a case of right place, right time. So yeah, I'd just been, you know, 2 or 3 days like out of a job, and I had a month before my next one was due to start. So when the head of high performance, like, he gave me a ring and asked if I had the time to go to Mallorca and try out, and it was just sheer coincidence that I did. So and I loved it, and the rest is history. Like, no one's gonna invite me to try out for the Olympics ever again, so you've just got to go with it, haven't you?
Of course, you've only just returned from Russia a week ago or so. Many congratulations, you won the gold medal over there. Fantastic. Tell us about that.
So we won. I won 2 gold medals. So the first one was for team pursuit, and that for us, that's the big Olympic drive. So there's 4 of us in the team pursuit, and it's the goal is to go as fast as you can as a team over 4 kilometres. And that's an Olympic sport, and to qualify for Paris 2024 we've got to be top 8 in the world. So we it was great. So we haven't raced together in a long time. It'd been a year and a half since we'd last raced, and so you don't really know where you're going to be or how you're going to compare to other nations. So to step up onto the boards, you know, be straight back at our best, because we were I think we were like 0.1 off the national record, which we set in Berlin at the World Championships. So we were right back to where we used to be, and thankfully it was good enough to win gold. So that was the big one. And then the individual pursuit, which is me on my own for 3 kilometres, that's just a bonus, because it used to be an Olympic event. It's not anymore. So when I go to these competitions, it's just kind of, it's nice for me to do, really.
So what kind of speeds do you get up to when you're in competition?
For team pursuit, for the 4 kilometre ride, we usually average around about 55, 56 kilometres an hour. Yeah, and then for the individual pursuit, which is, me on my own for 3 kilometres, I'll average around 51. That's what I did in Russia, 51 kilometres.
I'll tell you what, you have to be fit to do that.
Oh yeah. It's like I ride until I can't see anymore. I can't feel my body usually when I get off the bike.
Now tell me a little bit about your mum and dad, where they're from in Ireland.
Okay, so all my mum's family are sort of Dublin based, so she's got a lot of family there in the north part of Dublin especially, and then I've got an uncle who lives south Dublin, Shankill area, and then my dad's side of the family are between Cork and Roscommon.
So what's the next step for you now, Kelly?
Good question. So I'm just back training in my long base phase, a lot of long hours in the sun, and then hopefully that will build into the road and track European and World Championships at the end of the summer.
Many congratulations, Kelly. We're all so proud of you, and we wish you the very best of luck in the future. Now, Fergal Kiernan is chairperson of the Lancashire GAA County Board in Manchester, and he's got some very exciting news to tell us about a new proposal for pitch development in Manchester.
As chairman of the Lancashire County Board over the last couple of years, we've had a pitch development committee in place to look at options for developing a county standard facility here in the northwest. So we're eventually looking at rivaling something like Park na Héireann and some of the multiple facilities down in London. So the Pitch Development Committee looked at a number of different options over the last couple of years. Hough End originally wasn't one of those options, because we've always been told, as long as I've been involved in the GAA over here, that we could never develop Hough End. And when we did approach the Croke Park about it in terms of the options, because it's open council playing fields, they basically said the same, that they couldn't support it either. So the Pitch Development Committee has looked at a number of different options out in Carrington, on privately owned land out there that's still awaiting a long-term determination from the council, so that could go on for a while yet. We looked at a council park up in Wythenshawe, and then we've also looked extensively now here at Broughton Park, in terms of doing a bit of a joint venture, I suppose, with Broughton Park. So the proposal at the moment is that we would look at developing 2 intra-county standard grass pitches here at Broughton Park. So that would include ball catching nets. We do land drainage, just to make sure, because this area is known over the winter months to get quite heavy in terms of the soil. We do perimeter handrails around the fields, obviously fixed goals, and anything else we need to do to just basically make it into a suitable pitch, or 2 suitable pitches. The longer term proposal is that the main pitch outside Broughton Park stand, that's going to be eventually developed into a 4G pitch. So as part of our proposals that we've submitted to Croke Park and to the Manchester City Council, we would look at part funding that to again make that 4G pitch full-sized, able to host intra-county hurling and football games as well.
And of course it's vitally important. Ferrell Gales, of course, has had a great success over the years. It's important for them as a hurling team that they've got a real good county pitch here.
Yeah, I think St Peter's and Ferrell Gales have been based at Hough End for many years now, and other clubs in Manchester use Hough End playing fields on a regular basis as well. And I think one of the things that's been identified over the last probably 5 to 10 years is that with the growth in underage games, with the growth of the ladies game, and the rebirth, I suppose, in the northwest of hurling, that we're very short on facilities. Lancashire has an inter-county hurling team that plays in the national leagues and the championships back over in Ireland, and because we don't have an inter-county standard pitch in the northwest, originally the team was going down to Birmingham, down to Park na Heron to play its games, but more recently the home games have been played in Abbottstown in Dublin. So that adds huge logistical issues, huge costs, and within reason means that, you know, sometimes you can't travel with a full squad. Fellas can't commit to being away for an entire weekend, and therefore we end up invariably travelling with a weaker team. And the key thing for us in terms of having facilities, obviously at Hough End, the days of people changing on the sidelines, you know, long gone. And in terms of encouraging parents and stuff to bring kids down here for underage games, you know, for the security of the players themselves to be able to change, to have facilities, to have a shower after the game, use of toilets, etc. We just don't have that at Hough End. And as I said, over the years the council have said to us that we can't develop it because of the long-term covenants that's on that land, and that's why really as a county board we've just said we need to start looking, we need to put a committee together and start, you know, looking at realistic options. And of all the options that we've looked at, the county committee and the clubs have got behind the proposed development here at Broughton Park.
What kind of a time scale are we talking about?
Ideally we're looking at probably a 3-year programme here. So 2022 we'd look at developing the first pitch here at Broughton Park and to have that ready for the 2023 season. 2023 we develop the second pitch at Broughton Park and have that ready for 2024. And only then, when those two pitches are up and ready, we'd look then at moving the teams from Hough End and then obviously establishing these two pitches at Broughton Park as our county facility, free for all the clubs to use. So St Lawrence's and St Brendan's and one or two other clubs have expressed interest in coming over here as well. But it would allow us, in terms of a county, for our county coaching officer to use this as a base for all our underage games as well, all our underage training sessions. We get everyone together, we spread them over the two pitches in a nice, safe, secure, fenced-in, clean environment with access to the changing rooms and the facilities as well.
And of course, regarding location, you're only just around the corner anyway from Hough End, so you're not moving very far.
As the crow flies, you can literally walk 250 yards, probably takes you straight across the pitches from the current Hough End fields. As I said, the proposal with the council as well at the moment involves sort of a slightly different layout of the pitches that we've got, the space that we've got at Hough End at the moment, with regards to moving the footprint to create basically one main pitch. The trees and the shrubs at either side of the pitches of Hough End have grown in, so the sidelines have moved in over the years by probably 3 to 4 metres at either end, so the pitches have become very, very narrow. So what we'd like to do is to move the main pitch out into one of the open areas, but keep the other footprint then as either warm-up, warm-down pitches, or maybe even junior pitches if we need those while we undertake the development here at Broughton Park.
Exciting times for the GAA here in Lancashire, Fergal. Thank you so much for joining us
No problem,
today.
Martin. No problem. And again, I thank you for your time, and I hope that the Irish community understand the reasons behind the move, the need for the development, and then come on board and support us.
We're all delighted to see the GAA making progress, and we're really looking forward to this new development getting underway. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for this week. Henry McGlade is back with his show from County BO next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, and we're here as usual at 7:30. Until then, bye bye.